The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we're gonna talk about Pooda Laflair, man, from Lamron 300. Just let it be known, man, that he adored a lot, man, being Lamron. Dude talk about losing his legs because he was being front line from Lamron. Let's jump straight into it. I mean, at the end of the day, I pray that brother can continue to remain strong and continue to wake up every day and want to keep going. I know it hurt every time he look at some old photos of him standing up or some old photos of just him living a normal life, and he looked down and see that wheelchair. I know it hurt him. But the real life is, kids out there, Pooda made a decision. He just got off tour with Lil Durk. He made a decision to pull up on somebody. Allegedly, they was trying to take something. However it went, it didn't go his way. Dude ended up getting hit up, and as a result from those injuries, he ended up getting paralyzed. And I think from there, personally, I feel like his image took a big hit. Because when he had legs, I felt like Lamron 300, Lil Durk, Lil Reese, all them dudes used dude for muscle because they know he was a little, they know he was a little savage. They know he was wild. They know he was crazy. So I feel like all the older dudes that was around him at the time that he was in the streets, with nobody telling this man right from wrong, with nobody telling this man don't do this, don't do that, at least not his homies, you know what I'm saying? That man was Lil Durk muscle when Smirk first got in the music industry. I'm not talking about now when he making 500,000-600,000 a show before he recently got jammed up. I'm talking about in the Def Jam days. Pooda and Muda was with that man every day on the road. I personally feel like if that man would have stayed focused and continued to put out music and not focus on the streets, I feel like dude would have never been in that situation. There's nowhere in the world that you coming back from off tour with Lil Durk and then you trying to go slide on some ops to go do this or go do that. Bro, you didn't want the rap music. You didn't want the music game, you know? Dirk probably didn't have the type of money that he got now to where he can give you 200,000-300,000, 100,000. A lot of them dudes, man, gave up on their hopes and dreams, man, because Lil Durk wasn't in a position that he is now. You pay attention. Look at the Rondo #9. Look at the Muda. Look at the Pooda. It's a lot of dudes, man, that just couldn't. They just couldn't wait for Smirk to blow up. They just couldn't wait. And all the dudes that stayed loyal and stayed down, the DDs, the Bukas, all them dudes that stayed down, the Booney Mo, you see they getting taken care of, but where Pooda at? So that's just my personal opinion. But I understand why dude is upset with Lamron 300. They cost him his leg, But at the end of the day, he got to still take responsibility for his actions. You chose to get in them streets to do whatever you want to do that day. You didn't have to. You thought it was a good idea. It didn't work for you. Unfortunately, it cost you your legs, and now you get to see, who was using you just because, you was muscle and who wasn't rocking with you, because I feel like a lot of people turn their back on Pooda, man, after he lost his legs. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like a lot of dudes turn their back on him. But when dude was running around here doing all this hot, crazy junk, everybody was trying to use that man for a stepper or trying to use him for muscle, protection, all of that junk. As soon as that man had a real life experience, everybody left him. That's wrong, man. But kids out there, use this young man's story, man, as a real lesson, man. You think them your homies, you think that's your block. That's probably because you only good to them for something. The moment you're not good to your block for something, just watch. They're gonna call you snitches, they're gonna call you rats, they're gonna say you can't come back over here, they're gonna call you a lame, they're gonna call you a goofy, they're gonna call you whatever. But if you out there putting your neck on the line and you catching hats and you catching bees, you'll be the most stand-up as loyal person in the world. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why I feel like the streets ain't worth it, because y'all leading kids into a direction that y'all know ain't right. Y'all know y'all was leading that man Pooda the wrong direction. But like I say, people wanted him to hold that pipe. They wanted him to go do this, to go do that. And that's what he put his life on the line for. Unfortunately, is it worth it to today? You got to ask that man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. We tore down these communities. Let's build them back up. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with me.
The D man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?